Welcome back. Let's bring in our panel right now. With us this week for the Democrats, we have former State Rep Terri Austin, and for the Republicans, Tony Samuel, who was vice chair of the Indiana Trump campaign, along with UIndy political science professor Dr. Laura Wilson and Politico's Adam Wren, who's also now a co-author of Politico's Playbook. Congratulations. Great to have you all here. Adam, this was a pretty interesting week for Governor Mike Braun, between the firing at the IURC and now this decision to extend the gas tax holiday on a different premise altogether. He's certainly not holding back this week.
Yeah, Indiana has a constitutionally weak governor, but Braun is finding ways to assert his power in non-traditional areas. And it's fascinating because, in the early stages of his administration, we saw him make sort of a lot of culture wars moves. But this week, it's been all about affordability, which we know is really driving midterm voters.
Laura, what do you make of all this news at the State House this past week? The governor really does seem to be taking a lot of these issues into his own hands here, as Adam mentioned.
Yeah, and he's right. Constitutionally, the governor is weak, but you wouldn't believe that based on what Braun has done. I think he approaches everything like a business person. He cites that regularly, and you saw that in the interview earlier in terms of Andy Zay's firing from the IURC. If you're not working with me, you're working against me. I think we see that sometimes in the tension he has with the state legislature, but very clearly he has an agenda. He wants to see things followed through, and if they're not, there will be consequences.
Terri, on the gas tax, the reaction from Democrats here this week has ranged from being pleased that the tax holiday was extended to wondering whether the legal rationale was legitimate. What do you make of all this?
Well, I'm going to give the governor an A for creativity. I think to create a whole new emergency is not necessarily a bad idea. It's a great win for taxpayers and those who use our roadways. However, it is going to hit local governments. It's going to hit the state coffers. There are some things they could do, such as taking off the sales tax from gasoline. And if they're going to talk about all these tax eliminations, why leave one of those on there that's one of the most onerous for people?
Tony, what's your reaction to all this? And are you concerned about the potential impact there on road funding in local governments in the midst of all this?
Yeah, and to Terry's question, I think he did say earlier this week that that could be on the table, eliminating the sales tax on gas permanently. But it's great leadership, strong, bold leadership, as we've all been saying. Going forward, he's going to keep making these kinds of moves, but it's, saving drivers 60 cents per gallon now, and we've got the lowest gas costs in the country.
Yeah, you probably won't see too many Indiana drivers complain about that. Let's talk about the midterms here, Laura. A big primary in Michigan this past week, progressives notching a victory there. What could it mean, though, for the general election as Democrats try and retake the House and Senate this fall? Yeah,
so you saw Abdul Al-Sayed beat Haley Stevens. She was endorsed by the political party. I think it highlights a couple of things. For starters, healthcare was really important as an issue in that race. And I think that might be a dark horse issue. We don't see it ranking as highly as other things in affordability. When voters say what matters to them, what are they voting on this election cycle? But I wonder if perhaps that is pretty high up there. You're also talking about Project 2026 turning red to blue for the Democrats. The DCCC has talked about targeting 18 states and 12 of those seats to flip the House.
Including one in Indiana, we're going to talk about
Including one in Indiana. Yeah. And typically in congressional midterms, if we go back to President Trump's first administration, they lost 40 seats. Republicans lost 40 seats in the House. They did gain 2 in the Senate. But I think you're talking about a lot of competition we're seeing between both parties.
Meantime, as Democrats try and come together after that primary, former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg will be up there in Michigan trying to rally to bring Democrats together after that fractured primary. Also talking about 2028, he was asked about a potential run for president, quoted as saying he's more inclined than not to run for president in 2028. Adam, you covered his campaign in 2020. What kind of role do you think he plays this year within the party, and how might that set him up for another run in 28?
Well, in an alternate universe, Dan, we're talking about Buttigieg potentially having emerged as the Senate nominee in Michigan. It's something he looked at really closely last year and ultimately decided against it. And he stayed neutral in this divisive primary because ultimately he wanted to try to unify the party together. And it's a role that he'd have to play ahead of 2028 more nationally, just outside of Michigan, because he's seen someone who is moderate, but can he make moves that brings in the left flank of the party, which honestly, after Michigan this week, seems really ascendant.
All right. Meanwhile, Tony, we talked about that race for Congress here in Indiana in the 5th a little earlier. We mentioned it briefly there with Laura. J.D. Ford's campaign this week releasing internal polling. We give you that caveat, but it showed him just a couple of points behind Victoria Spartz. Again, an internal poll, but is that number concerning at all to you for Republicans there in the 5th district?
Not really. She's a great campaigner. She works very hard for her district, Victoria Spartz. She's going to beat J.D. Ford. It's not surprising that he's going to put out some kind of numbers. Like you said, made it very clear. Internal polling, I would not rely on that. What's happening across the country with these socialist, really communist candidates winning race after race, including El Sayed in Michigan.
That's the label Republicans are going to try
to
use.
And it's true. And I really have been saying this for quite a while because they've been moving so far to the left over the last several years. The Democrats brought this upon themselves, and now it's going to be tougher for all of them in this general. The other thing to watch, Republicans are going to have a midterm national convention in Dallas. I'll be there as a delegate from Indiana. There's going to be a lot of momentum, plus all the negatives on the Democrat side, and the economy doing better and better with Trump will make a big factor.
Terry, what's your take on all that, and also on not just these poll numbers, but the DCCC officially putting this district, the 5th district, on their list of districts to try and flip this year?
Well, they put it on the list because they realize it's in play, and it is within striking distance. You cannot call J.D. Ford a socialist or a communist. There's no stretch. This guy had a great bipartisan record in the Senate. He worked hard. He stood up for his constituents, and he delivered. He's very popular in the district, and when you look at Congresswoman Spartz's numbers, she's under 50% as an incumbent. So this is not surprising to me at all, and there is a pathway for J.D.
Their campaign, in a statement about that poll this week, also used some of that verbiage on socialism that you're hearing from Republicans as they approach this midterm fight with Democrats this year, Adam.
Yeah, it suggests that Republicans, and they'll tell this to you on background or off the record, don't really have a lot of accomplishments to campaign on. They have the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. They have some tax cuts in there, but beyond that, it's not been a productive Congress, and they'll say that to you off the record on Republicans. So essentially what they're doing is they're running on Democrats are worse than us. And El Sayed, as Tony mentioned, is going to be the face of the RNC convention in Dallas. He is going to be the person that Republicans want to hold up as a poster child of where Democrats are headed, and we're going to hear a lot about him.
All right, we'll see how all that plays out here in Indiana and beyond. Our thanks to the panel. They'll be back in just a couple minutes. Coming up, the Indiana State Fair now underway. We'll talk about how the governor helped get things started on day one. That's up next.